I'm just gonna talk about the truth about pursuing art and its cost. But before that, I'm just gonna promote my webcomic real quick. And a special check out my webcomic because I really like that to be my main work. So yeah. Out now on Webtoon and Tapas. There's a link in the comment section. So yeah, just a bit of disclaimer. The first chapters are ugly, but the art improves. Just trust me, bro. Just trust me. And the synopsis is good because it is more recent than the first chapters. Check it out and subscribe to the story because I really like. I want to hit the 1K mark of subscribers, so help me out, will you? Have a good day, bro. Bye bye. I'm just gonna talk about the truth about pursuing art and its cost. Well, in my perspective and in my experience. So we all heard the famous saying, quote unquote, follow your bliss, follow your passion in this modern age. And passion is irrational. But growing up, we are taught by our parents, school, or just everyone around us to make rational choices, even though by nature we are more irrational than rational. And so when one deviates from the expected path, some call it quote unquote call of passion. And well, if you ask me, I really don't know. I just close my eyes and ask myself, what do I want out of life? And the answer is immediate. Because, to be honest, I don't really fear death. I fear meaningless suffering. Sometimes our reasons are fueled by fear, like we should choose a path that's tried and true, more secure, have social validation, etc. But then, beyond fear of social isolation, fear of financial instability, I can't speak for everyone because we all have different life circumstances, but on the scenario that you have nothing to lose and there's nothing holding you back really, because in every path there's still suffering involved, because that's our lot as a sentient beings. We see the duality of nature, the beauty, the horror. We feel pleasure to the extreme and also pain to the extreme. And in that scenario, what would you aspire to? Well, when I decided to pursue art, all of me aligns. All my instincts agree to one thing. And this is the only pursuit that I'm ready to go all out. Not the corporate high-end jobs entice me, really. The idea that I'll be creating art as a living and being free in a sense that I am not bound by anything other than my art, it's exhilarating. But then at what cost? Well, for once is social life. You have little time to hang out with your friends, and even when you do, sometimes there's still this underlying feeling of guilt. Like you should not be hanging out, you should fuck, you should grind, and all of that stuff. And also a sense of estrangement in a way that you're out of the game that your friends are playing, and sometimes there's a feeling that I can't really relate to them the same way that I did before. So another cost is social status and reputation. I'm gonna talk about this because this is a big cost. So if you decide to do something different, you're gonna go back to square one. And we all exist in a hierarchy. In terms of hierarchical profession, the doctors, entrepreneurs, engineers are at the top, and the normal jobs are at the lower rung. Well, you get the idea. So when you decide to do something different, you jump off of that pyramid, that hierarchy, and you're immediately perceived at the lowest rung of the pyramid, and you will feel it in your body. Because our body tracks our social status, and if you are at the lowest, you will feel bad and at first depressed. I've learned this from Jordan Peterson, the Lobster Thing. It's a normal reaction of your body, but don't dwell on it. Immediately start climbing your self-defined pyramid, and over time your body will recognize that you're climbing your own pyramid. I know all of these facts before I jump out of the hierarchy, and it's good that I know. And if you're planning to do so, it's good to know. But I was still willing to pay the price. Well, some people, well, not all of them, but some of them treat people according to their status. And so beware of that. Once you lose your status, some people will treat you differently than they did before. And most people are disappointed. Will try to convince you to go back and discourage you, which is really draining. And so to combat that, I kind of isolated myself socially because I need peace. I deserve peace. And another cost is losing that instant gratification. Well, not really completely losing, but I'm talking about maybe you like playing games whole day, watching anime for hours. And in my experience, I have to cut those off because the story won't write itself. But of course, I'm not saying that I don't do that anymore. It's just I have little time compared to before. And I kind of use that as a reward if I like what I did, if I see improvements in my skills or whatever, improvements in my own arbitrary definition of improvements. I kind of reward myself by watching anime, or but usually I just sleep. And so another cause is your friends and family, I mean, will be disappointed. Well, not every one of us, but some of us have a very conservative and strict household, and you'll get no support and a lot of discouragement and derogative words thrown at you. And this is the hardest, to combat your family for your desire. But just remember, Ralph Waldo Emerson said that tell your family to fuck off. No, no, I'm kidding. Ralph Waldo is a good guy. He did, he did not say that, but this is part of the price if you have that kind of family. And the last cost, this is hard cost, but it's manageable. It is crippling existential anxiety. Well, most of the time it's biological in a sense that some people feel anxious easily than others, but you always doubt yourself, doubting if you can do it while being crippled with anxiety as your friends live out their lives normally and with a lot of social validation and encouragement while you're there alone, no support whatsoever, and reputation gone. Well, this way too dramatic, but so that's the cost, and well, at least for me. But then on the other side, when you zoom out, when you take the cosmic perspective of humanity, I am insignificant. What I choose to do doesn't really matter in a cosmic scale. Our planet is a mere dust in the universe. A human lifetime is but a blink in time in the billions of years of Earth's history. So it doesn't really matter. Think about the random accidents you heard of in the street. Because, in truth, we can die anytime. Millions of people die every day, and it's just luck that we still get to live today. And so there are costs, and they're real costs, and they're challenging and hard. But at the end of the day, we still end up at the same box, buried deep in the earth. So I don't know. Would you pay the price? Guess I damn would.